So BBAI exploded at market open this morning, guys. And Stockmate this morning, we got to lock in some profits and serious gains. It's that second link down below. Let's get into it. So one of the things we've been looking at is AI and language model companies. So we've looked at Rigetti as a quantum computing. We definitely take a look at NVIDIA, but one of the things we look at is these smaller cap AI companies that are starting to gain traction. It's something that is unprecedented, that you don't see these types of opportunities very often. And if you guys have been following, I mean, we've really been making consistent gains by capitalizing on quantum AI, on space stocks, and these the large language model company and data processing AI companies that are changing the way that the world works. I mean, guys, we're up 13.63% today. We've been having these double-digit days really into this bull market, and I think 2025 is going to be absolutely insane, and I'm really looking forward to it. We got a few good moves happening here towards the end of the year. If you guys want to watch me trade live at market open, check out that second link down below. Again, Stockmate. You can get started for just $1 a day to get some good momentum into Q1 of 2025. And so this is some of the analysis we're breaking down with Big Bear. We saw it push up to $4.50 back on December 9th, and it's been holding this consistent uptrend ever since. Like this back here from $1.66, if you look, I mean, it's almost perfect in how it's been holding. And a lot of people, right here were saying, Will, this is a pump and dump. You see the insiders selling, Will, this isn't going to work. Look, it's overvalued. And I get it, but we've also had a lot of people see some of the news and see the 3-point analysis that we put into this stock. And it's not just the chart. It's not just the technical analysis. We're talking about looking at the fundamentals, the news, the AI market as a whole, and also looking at their financials and what is coming for their contracts and innovations. So before we get into that stuff, let's just look at the chart real quick. What we can see is that they were a little overextended here, started to sell off. They really exploded at market open today. And now they're selling off a little bit as we kind of get into the day. They're at this 200-day moving average, which could bounce. I'm on a shorter time frame here. And what you could see in the near term is a couple things. We have this level that has been really consistent. This is a resistance here. Resistance, some consolidation. We saw resistance, more support, so is acting as support. And then we also see support right here. So this is a level that it just bounced at today. You can see it bounced right there, some consolidation, and now it's kind of holding above that level. And then if we look at the resistance, this level, this previous support, you see that? Previous resistance right there, previous resistance, consolidation. That level is also pushing down. So now we're kind of in between here. If we see it really hold above that $3.30 range that it was at earlier today, and it really holds like it did back here, then we could see those pushes up to $4 or above. And that would really indicate we're going to see it continue up. But there is some room to drop in this trend. It's possible we see it swing all the way to previous highs, but right now you can see that it does look a tiny bit overextended from the trend. This is where it could get, especially right here at the top of the level, just getting rejected. We could see it sell down a little bit to $3 unless it breaks above and it really holds above this $3.40 range. Then you potentially could see that next level that it would be aiming at, which is right here. You see that previous resistance, previous support, some consolidation all in this area. You got that previous resistance level. So that would be in the $3.70 range. So that's what it looks like. Now, if we take a look outside of the technicals, so that's kind of, I'm not buying right now. If I do, I would probably, right now it's at that EMA, so it could be a buy, but I'm right in Rocket Lab right now, and I'm looking at a few other quantum AI stocks that you guys might want to look at. Feel free to subscribe down below and stay up to date. But overall on technicals, would love to see a break above that 330, 340 range before considering this breaking out and continuing up. Let's take a look at, we were looking at Rigetti financials. Let's just change this to BBAI. We'll go into the financials first here. I think we can search BigBear.AI. There we go. Okay. Financials are not the prettiest. So there's two things we're looking at here. The first thing is that you're buying what could be. They don't have the revenue that's really showing anything that looks good. The revenue is up 22% year over year, which is nice, but their net income is still pretty low. Down 12 million is what they're basically losing. With that said, they signed like $166 million contract with Army, which is kind of big, I guess. They're still not even a $1 billion company. I think they're around like $600 million market cap. And they just don't look that good, honestly, on the financials. But you're buying what could be. You guys might know that they create the AI software that allows a lot of airports to process a lot of people going through security. So I don't know if you guys have been to the airport lately, but they literally scan your face, and then they can basically run a bunch of data points and be able to let you easily go through security. I've seen it at Denver International Airport. I think it was at Miami International Airport, but definitely at Denver, according to their website as well. And then also in Heathrow over in New York. So those are really good things to know, right? So they're working with basically government contracts. We can look at their news here. They just recently signed a couple deals. They work with Palantir, which is good. We don't know to the extent on how much they work with Palantir, but just in the past hour, so they're gapping up their shares. Big Bear restructures 182 million in debt with new secured convertible notes. So they're working with that debt, which is good because we just saw their financials didn't look that pretty. If we look at some of their partnerships, there hasn't been a whole lot of news on the partnerships recently. The last one I saw, they had an Air Force contract that they just landed, and they landed the ability to basically get streamlined on-demand contracts from the U.S. government. You can see there's some Palantir relation there as well. And they were working with cybersecurity for aerospace. So to see them getting into aerospace is good as well. Department of Air Force here, you can see they just have a phase 2 contract, which basically means that they won a contract with Air Force, and then they started working on the contract and doing well to where Air Force extended the contract to phase 2 to continue the project. So it's based on real-time threat detection through United States Space Force satellite systems. So we're talking about aerospace with U.S. Air Force and Space Force, which is a really, if we're looking at three pieces to analyze a company, right? The first thing being the markets and the financials and the news and the technicals, that analysis, we're looking at really good markets. So the first piece, that market looks great. They're in the right market. They're making some advancements, and it's not just aerospace. It's also in security and Department of Defense and with Palantir as well. So news looks really good. The charts here looks a tiny bit overextended, but looks good because we see this continuation of the uptrend. And then their financials, a little bit disappointing. You're buying what could be, which makes sense with a lot of AI and quantum computing companies. They're creating this tech. Now they need a business to plug it into. Now they need a place where they can actually monetize it. And it seems like they're in the right path to be able to monetize it. Just taking a little bit of time for the financials to reflect that they're on the right track financially. But everything else looks good. I would say the news is great. And I'll be looking for a pullback here and potentially getting back into BBAI in the near future, holding a very small position over my Schwab portfolio. I know a lot of you guys are holding, so let me know in the comment section what you guys are thinking for BBAI. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. If I earned your thumbs up, hit that like button. Do consider subscribing. See you guys in the next one. Take care.